everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dan Banks, aka DJ Fine, CEO of J2. We are Jersey Magazine and Jersey Diamonds. I'm here with my girl, Diamonds in the Ruff, Grooming Extraordinaire, Ashley Ann.
Hey y'all, I'm happy to be here.
We in the building. We are actually here on site, location at Diamonds in the Ruff. The studio is beautiful. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for wanting us to come by.
Thank you for coming.
This is amazing. I got Harmony. Her dog is on my lap. Like, just chilling.
She got a thing for chocolate, man. I don't know. That's
it. You never seen this before, right, Jersey? They just making noise. So let's get to know Miss Ashley. And like I said, I mean, she's been doing this for a while, over 15 years in the game. Grooming Extraordinaire. She got some skills, y'all, and she also is a good chef too. But we're not gonna get into that. But she dope. She dope. Now, all right, so Miss Ashley, let's talk about this. So, take me through your journey of first falling in love with being a groomer.
Oh man, so that was, I think, probably the best journey. My first job was at a sneaker company, right? Finish Line. Okay. I was in Finish Line, okay?
So yeah, discount.
Yeah, I had the discounts, but the issue was the people.
Right.
I had this real funky lady. She came and she had put my shoes on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm like, put your shoes on your feet, and like at that time I was in high school, so I was a little bit of a rebel, and I just said, this isn't for me. And I went home. I said to my mom, I said, I'd rather work with dogs. Like, I'd rather work with animals. Mm-hmm. And, when you say something, you don't really know that it's for real at that moment. And the first thing she said to me was that I know someone that works at a pet store, and he's a store manager, so I'm going to set up an interview and try it out. And, I went. The minute I saw that grooming salon, I said, "Oh, I gotta work with the dogs.
Yeah,
I gotta work with the dogs." And they started me at the cashier. I said, "I don't want to be no cashier. I don't want to interact with people. Put me with the animals." And they put me in there. And I mean, my first dog was a Nicholas. He was a Bernese Mountain Dog. Beautiful dog. Beautiful big dog. And he used to have these little grinchy looking toes. Like his toes was raggedy, as my baby would say. Right. And I would just, I would sneak and get the groomer scissors and I would cut. And people started requesting me after a while. And remember, I'm a bather. I'm not supposed to really be cutting dogs. And the store manager is like, well, actually, she's not a groomer. She's a bather. And they're like, she cut my dog. And I want her to do exactly what she did. And at 18, fast forward 2 years, I had the option to go to law school or be a dog groomer. And I was like, I'm going to go to grooming school. So my 18th birthday, I traveled up to New York and I went to grooming school. And, the rest has been like a beautiful book getting written. So.
Absolutely. So it manifested with you from a young start. And it's definitely something that we all see and we can reflect. Even watching your journey of all the things that you've done, like it's amazing.
Oh,
we definitely commend you on that, especially during this Women's History Month. I mean, especially being a black woman in this type of a field, making big moves. So, with being a black woman in this field, tell me about some of the things that you go through on a regular basis with even getting in this type of field, like the type of recognition or lack of recognition, like just some of the things that you go through with even being in this field. Because this is enlightening for us. Like we're so used to the different types of entertainment, but we didn't know specifically about the grooming type of entertainment. So tell me about this a little bit.
Yeah, this is a different level of art, and like you said, you don't really see black women in the industry, and not to say that there aren't black people in this industry or people of color, but we're very silenced in a sense. We don't really have too many resources, people that we could go to for assistance. When we go to these big expos, there aren't black academy trainers. So it was hard because it was basically, I had to basically envision what I was going to do, because I didn't have anybody to look up to that looked like me that I can say, okay, yeah, she did this, so I can be like her, So it was really just, again, it was trial and error, and I had a lot of resistance. Like when I first stepped in my salon, they would say like, "Oh, she's bougie," like I needed gloves, like it was, and they were like, "She's not gonna last in here. This isn't for her. She doesn't need to be in a salon."
Right.
And I let that be the fuel to my fire. I'm a Leo, so that's a fire sign. So with me, negativity, negativity just it pushes me more. So and one thing I always tell to my little sister, I'm glad nobody was willing to help me with this Asian technique, which is what I specialize in, what I master, because I would have never went to Asia. Like that pushed me to go overseas. Like, and a Black groomer international, like still to this day, I would have never thought that I would be known in South Korea or China or Russia or Germany, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's been tough. But I'm looking at this now as I am that woman, that brown skinned girl that other brown skinned girls can look at and say, I can do this too. Absolutely. She did it, so I can do it. So it's just been it's been a blessing. It's humbling. It's beautiful, and it's just like it adds strength to this journey, because it ain't easy.
Absolutely.
It ain't easy.
And being that type of influential Black woman and everything, and having people look up to you, what are some of the things that you, I guess, say would go with your self-care, self-meditation, like some of the self-care routines that you do for yourself that other Black women even would try getting into this field or any other field would say, it's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of things going on, because like you said, Black women, you guys got to work a lot harder. So like, what are some of the things that you do for yourself that kind of also go into the motivation of still striving and pursuing this type of a career?
I like to look good, and let me tell you something. Like, running in the jungle is hard to look good while you're running in the jungle. You always say, like, we're either surviving or we living. And right now I'm surviving, but I'm enjoying it. And I like to make sure I don't look like anything I've been through. And that's something that the Bible says. First of all, like, God says, you'll go through the fire, but you won't smell like the smoke. And I'm a walking testimony of that. So, like, if he did that, I need to meet him halfway and take care of my physical appearance now. So, I like to make sure my nails look good and my hair is good and my eyelashes is popping, Yes, and it makes me feel good when I'm doing my work, because it's like, I'm filming, I know I'm looking good, get me at the right angle, like you about to see this dog look good, and I make sure, most importantly, my mind is good, my mental, because it's like, when you're doing something that's never been done before, you're going to be uncomfortable. Absolutely. You're going to get a lot of people saying to you, like, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. And when you feel good about yourself, when you feel good within yourself, like, that negativity bounces off. Can't nobody stop, can't nobody stop this, like, and like I said, I meditate. I give time to myself. In the beginning, I was working 7 days a week. I've been in my salon by myself. I sole owner, sole operator. And ain't had nobody help me with this. None of that. And it was rough. It was exhausting as a 23-year-old. Coming out of college, like, I'm still in my prime. I'm not thinking like this, and just taking this level of responsibility was a lot mentally. And that, like I said, that meditation, that prayer, that self-love, that self-care, it's like, it's beautiful, and I encourage it.
It's amazing. All the things you accomplish is amazing. We're amazed. That's why we have Brian. You know what I'm saying? Better let the world know that she's making these moves, Jersey.
Just starting. Oh,
no, she got a lot coming.
I got a lot.
Definitely. Now, as we know with pets, like, that's a lot of people's, like, go-to. It does a lot of good for a lot of people's mental health. So you treat every single pet that you groom like as if it's your own. Like, even watching her stories and the lives and everything, you can just see how she caters to, like, every single dog, like, as if it's your own out. So, like, what are some of the feedback you get from even your customers in that sense? Because I know they be probably looking like, she really, like the dog just falls in love with you from the door, like, from the start. Like, you don't ever see too much, like, back and forth. They're just like, is this your dog or my dog?
I love them. Like, growing up, I had a really, like, tough childhood. It wasn't, when I say I don't look anything like I've been through, I genuinely don't. And that's why I try to tell people, don't hate on anybody's journeys and accomplishments, because you don't know what they went through to get there. And like, my dogs, they were just like my escape place. Like, they were my happiness. They were my therapy. Like, they weren't popping lip. They weren't throwing shade at me. It was genuine love. And what do you do when you receive genuine love? You want to give it back, right? And that's what I do in my grooming. Like, I make them feel good. They come in looking rough, right? There's diamonds in the rough. Yeah. And then, they come out looking like a diamond, shining bright. And that's in the rough. Okay. Yeah, and that's where that name came from, because it's just like, being able to enhance an animal's personality and feelings, that's a gift.
Absolutely.
And I realized that I have this gift. And the people, you know, some of my clients want to put me in their pocket. I'm like, you can't keep me. You can't keep me.
I can only imagine,
Yeah, so it's just like, it's gratitude. It's so much love. Like, all of this has helped me grow so much. And just seeing how much people value me and what I do for their pets. Because they're like, you didn't have to go to China. Yeah. I'm like, but I want to be the best. Like, I want to give them the best, like that, you know? Yeah. And people see it. They see it. Yeah. And they love me and I love them.
Absolutely. And having that mindset of being like such a strong black woman and also always being open to learning has gotten you to now being a celebrity stylist.
Ooh. Yeah.
So now tell me about like some of your first celebrity clients and like kind of how you got into that realm. You know, for you to put something like that in your bio, it's like I really, again, these pets are very therapeutic. They're a lot of people's like lifesavers and outlets, you know, for just stress relieving and then just overall therapy. Like, but now getting into the field of becoming a celebrity stylist, like tell me about that.
So this surprised me the same way it surprised everybody else. Yeah. You know, when people like celebrity dog groomer, I'm like, sometimes now I walk into my title. Like, now this is my title. I'm the celebrity groomer, y'all. But it honestly happened when I opened this business, and I always tell people like, God is so real, and this, like, he threw this at me. I'd never heard of a Lincoln Park. I didn't know anything about this. I never owned a business, and I was pregnant with a baby, a single mom, and it just popped up in my email like business for sale. I'm like, okay, you know. So I jumped here, and I mean, it just changed the whole game. And I think once I ended up in here, that's when that glass ceiling was removed. Right. That's when I had my first celebrity client, which was Teresa Gudais from the Housewives of New Jersey, right? Okay. So mind you, I don't watch the Housewives of New Jersey. No shade, Teresa.
You found out that day.
Yeah, because she called and she's like, "Hi, honey, this is Teresa," and I'm like, "Hey, who?" You know, and she's like, the Housewives. And my mom watches that show. You know, you can catch me watching Love and Hip Hop.
Mom was like, oh, you need to talk to her.
And my mom didn't even believe it. She didn't believe me. She's like, no, you don't. I said, I'm telling you, Teresa's in my salon. She wants me to groom her dog. And when she came, it was just like back to back to back. And it's just like, some of them tried to keep me a secret. I'm like, y'all better tell your friends who groom your dog. You better don't keep me as no secret, you know? And it started coming. And, you know, one thing people would say is like, we like your personality. You funny. We could watch you all day, you know? And I was like, oh, really? So let me start filming. And then it was just like, oh, we never saw a dog groomer look like you. You don't look like the average dog groomer. So I'm like, all right, well, y'all like the way I look. Y'all like personality. And then it was just like, it really just started. It was a domino effect, you know? And, again, it's still surprising. You know, I just did HBO, a TV show with HBO.
Shout out for that.
You know, Hot Dog, check it out, y'all. Episode 7. ABC, NJ News. It just kept coming, and
back to back.
I was like, all right, so I guess this is what I am now. Right. So, you know, I said, all right, I guess I'm the celebrity groomer. That's it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's so much. It's fun.
It's gotta be fun. How do you balance all that between like running this full time, running this full time, and then not making these big moves?
You know,
these are like celebrity big moves.
I know, and I tell people I'm so human and I'm humble. Like, I'm still figuring it out. You know, and most importantly, I'm walking by faith, not by sight. Because the sight is like this look like a scary ass roller coaster ride. It's like the King Dakar times 10. You know, you looking and you about to come down, and it's like, you know, and I don't stop. I don't let nothing shake me. Like what the saying is, if what doesn't break you only makes you stronger, right? So if we just utilize and put that concept with the real world, you should understand if it didn't break you, right? It's only gonna make you stronger. So I keep going. I keep going. I'm like that kid that get pushed down, come back up, push down, come back up, push down. And it's the people that watch me helps me stay motivated. Right. You know, just I've had women write me love letters. I've had like, I mean, and I'm talking from places where women are just looked at as if we're nothing, we don't have a voice, and they message me, and I feel it, and it's like, you are changed. You know, when you're able to change a person's life, that's different. That's being fruitful and multiplying. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be fruitful. We're supposed to multiply. We're supposed to pour into other people's cups. That's how your cup gets poured into. You know, and everybody just has me push. I don't stop. Yeah. You know, my baby.
You got that self-care meditation, definitely. Yeah. That could be a lot of pressure, even more so, and then also you're a mother too.
Yeah.
Society for
my mom. Let me tell you something. My mom, she doesn't play. You know, she's from Jamaica. She didn't have an easy upbringing, and you know, one thing is parents, we want to make sure that our children have more than we had.
Yes.
And that's another reason why I just try to figure out how to balance it, having my daughter, because it's like, now I'm a mom. Now I need to figure out, okay, I still need to be physically there for my daughter, mentally there, emotionally there, spiritually there for her, but I still need to be in this business also.
Creating a legacy.
Yeah, you know, building that empire. So it's just, you got to be strategic in this world. They're like, you know, life is a game of chess, right? Yeah. You got to learn how to play the game. That's it.
You gotta figure it out.
No, yeah.
Pieces of dogs.
And that's it. And now it's like, all right, I went from a groomer to this huge name. One wolf by myself, a dog, alpha dog, you know. And again, I just learned to be strategic. I didn't take L's. My L's were lessons. It was just like, all right, now I'm gonna try to reroute, think differently, like how I'm gonna make it through this, how I'm gonna do this. For example, like when it comes to my work, I tell people after a certain time, I'm mommy. Like, don't call me. I don't care who you are, unless it's Oprah or Tyler Perry. I'm like, I can tell my baby, hold on. Those calls I might, but I balance. Life is all about balance. You find your balance, you'll find your way. If you don't find that balance, it's going to be a struggle. But also, like, don't let the whirlwinds discourage you either. Like, just let that be the fuel to your fire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, even being in the studio now, you can just tell the atmosphere is just so calming and relaxing.
Chill.
So I'm sure your customers feel that also. She's playing some old school music earlier, so we just came in here, you know, just kind of bumping from the door. You know what I'm saying? Now, you're not only do you offer the services of grooming, but also you offer classes.
Yeah.
And you're expanding. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this.
You know, you gotta be fruitful in this world and multiply, right?
That's right.
And that's what I have a gift. And they say you're supposed to leave for generations. And what better can you leave than knowledge?
Yes.
Education. Yes. Like, that's something different. That's not money. Like, what is that saying? You give a man a fish, he only eats for one day. You teach him how to fish, he eats forever. So if I leave y'all money, that's not going to really do anything for you. It's going to run out. But if I teach you how to bring that money in, I teach you how to be a celebrity groomer, I teach you how to be high demand, I teach you how to be strategic and change the whole game. I mean, I went from a groomer to a radio host, to a model, to a creative director, you know, to an educator, a teacher. So it's like you gotta just build with it, be fruitful. So basically, I think that's just how I've always felt. Like, I've always been a nurturer. I've always wanted to take care of, like, my family, my friends. And like I said, with having my daughter, it's like I gotta leave something for her now. So I said, I love to teach. It's time to leave the school. It's not only going to be a legacy for her, but it's going to be a legacy for the world.
Love it. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And my goal is not to just have grooming schools in the United States. There are countries such as Nigeria, the Philippines, Trinidad. They don't have grooming schools. You know how many opportunities I can open? Women that are living difficult lives, struggling, abuse, domestic. You have an opportunity. There's dogs everywhere. Everywhere I've gone, there's a dog up and down the street, okay? You can really change your entire world with just grooming. And then it's a domino effect, jump into everything else. Absolutely. So I said, all right, let me open a school.
In multiple lanes.
And then keep going and keep going and keep going. So it's just, and it's a calling. God is like, this is what I want you to do, girl. I'm like, all right, Pops. No problem.
That's amazing. And the fact that you're so involved in the community and you're so involved with just your customers on a regular basis, they can feel that nurture. That's why I don't want to let you go.
I know. I'm like, y'all could come down. I keep telling people, y'all could come on my private jet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my, my yacht. I'm gonna be big.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be big.
Just know, y'all, she actually relocating. That's why she said she gonna have a jet. So where would you be relocating to?
So I'm going to Houston, H-Town.
She's still from Jersey.
Going out there. I'm still representing my Jersey. Jersey.
Yeah. And was there any reason for you going to Houston? Like, what was that boss move that you're about to get into?
Oh my God. I had the most beautiful vessel come into my salon in November of last year, and her name was Tiara, sorry T. And she said, you remind me so much of you. And you know what she said to me? She was like, you are a diamond in the rough, And I said, wow, you used my title on me. I thought the dogs was the diamonds in the rough. And she said, if you can make it up here, you can survive in New Jersey. And it's like, it really is, it's hard owning a business and operating in New Jersey. It's a lot. And I knew I needed to be somewhere else to flourish even more. And honestly, most of the greats, they all relocate. Nobody stays in the same. You got to cover new ground. You got to figure out what your next step is. You got to see who can appreciate you differently. I'm going to go down to Houston and people are going to be like, oh, we set in stone. We got the Grooming Extraordinaire out here. And it's like, it's important. It's important. I'd say anybody should relocate. But Houston, it was a God calling. She's spoken to me. She said, you need to do it. I did it. And I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm moving next year. I'm excited. So make sure y'all check her out before she moves.
Yeah.
2022. I'll be out in Houston in January.
That's amazing.
Excited.
That's amazing. Well, like I said, man, you heard it here first. With Ashley and we are here live in Diamonds in the Rough. Please tell them how they can book you, follow you, everything, please.
So you guys can make sure you follow me and my bougie dog that traded places. She traded on me, y'all. I'm like, what you doing over there? This is supposed to be her spot. Y'all see the spot? She's like, I'm good over there. But you can follow us on Instagram at Grooming Extraordinaire. You can also find me on Facebook, Diamonds in the Rough 190. And I'm on, what else? TikTok, Grooming Extraordinaire. Anything, Grooming Extraordinaire. That's where I am. But definitely make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, most importantly.
Definitely. Miss Ashley, and we are Jersey Magazine. Make sure you go check out when she be cooking, chefing. No, don't do that. You gotta do that. Just make sure you go check her out. Check out her lives and everything. Once again, we are Jersey Magazine. I'm Banks, Miss Ashley, and we are Jersey Magazine. Sign off. We are Jersey. 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 We are Jersey.